last session we have understood about the theoretical concept of IAM, like what is IAM and what are the features of IAM and what we can actually do when we are actually studying the concept of IAM. So now in this particular session we are going to dig deep into the concept of IAM, and in this particular session we are going to learn the practical concepts of IAM. So in this session, we are going to create the user, we are going to create, what I can say, groups, policies, so and roles as well. So we are going to do, practical implementation of IAM and the things related to IAM. So now let's start the session. We are going to learn like how we can create user and how we can create groups and roles and how we can manage all these things, practically. So we have already understood like what is group, what is I can say user, and what is role, what is policy actually. So now we are going to learn practically like how we can implement all these things. So now let me take you to my AWS console and let's learn it practically. So as you can see guys, like I'm in my AWS console and here you have to search about IAM, and when you will search, like you will get this IAM manage access to AWS resources. So first let's just open this and we will get the interface like this, okay, in the first go. So we are getting this interface. So what you have to do first, we are going to create the user. So here in the dashboard in the left side, like we are getting the options like users, user group, users, roles, and everything. So first let's just create one user and let's understand like what exactly this user can actually do. So now let's just click on user, okay, and IAM user, I have already told you, but once again, I'm going to tell you. IAM user is something like which you are creating, and this particular user will be having its own, ID and password, like the username and the password, and permission which you are going to give to this particular user. And according to that permission, this user is going to, I can say, access the AWS resources. Okay. So now let's just click on create user first. So first you just have to give the name to your user. So I'm just giving the name of this user as Tajwar, like my name. So let me just give name as Tajwar Khan. And it is saying provide user access to AWS management console. We want to provide the access. So now we are getting this option. Okay. So it is saying specify a user identity center recommended, or I want to create an IAM user. I want to create the IAM user exactly. So now we have, I can say click over here, and then we are having the password option. So we are having two options. First one is auto generated and the second one is custom password. So I'm going to give the custom password. Okay, so here the custom password which we are having. So now let me just give the password. So I'm giving password as my name. Okay, so I'm just giving the name of like the password as Tajwar Khan at the rate 321. Okay, so your password should be there, and here there is one more thing, like users must create a new password at next sign in. So whenever this user is going to sign in for the next time, so this particular user is going to get the option where they have to create the new password. Okay, so I hope you guys are getting these things. Okay, so now let's just click on next, and here like we are having I can say lots of options like add user to group, copy permissions, and attach policy. So as of now we can attach any policy or we can directly create the group, but here I'm just creating attaching a policy. As of now we don't know like what exactly policies are, so in the upcoming session I will teach you, but here I'm just adding the policy directly, and I'm just saying my user is having, I can say, S3 full access. So by just clicking over there, and I'm just adding something called Amazon S3 full access. Okay, so just remember this, you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so once you are done with this, let's just click on next. So now the thing is my username is Tajwar Khan, and I gave the password to my user, and then require password reset means for the next sign in this user will require a password. Okay, and then this user is having the permission of like Amazon S3 full access, means this user can actually access S3 in a proper manner, and it is having one more permission which is IAM user change password. means this user can actually change his password or her password. And the next thing is tag. It's totally depends on you. If you want to add the tag, you can, but you can, I can say, leave this thing as it is. Okay, now let's just click on create. It is saying create, user created successfully. Okay, so we are having this, I can say, console sign in, and we are having this like username, we are having this password. So we are having lots of, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just copy this URL, and we are having this copy button over here. And the thing is, like, I'm going to open one, incognito mode. Why? Because we have already logged in by this user, like the main account. And if we are going to log in again, so we will be logged out from the actual account. Okay, so that's why I'm just logging my user into uh, incognito mode. Okay, so once you will click over here, so you are getting something like this. So here we are having the account ID. Okay, and then we have to name, I can say, enter the username. So the username which we are having is like this, Tajur Khan. And let me just enter this username. Done. And the password, let's just copy from here. And we are having this password as well. Let's just done. And now let's sign in. So I've already told you, like, it is asking for the password reset. So I'm just resetting the password. Okay, and I'm just adding one more I can say something to this password. And this is the new password which I'm actually adding. Okay, so now let's just confirm the password. And now, as you can see, we are inside our AWS, I can say, console. But this time, like, this is not my actual account. Okay, so this is the user account. And as you can see, like, the user account is Tajwar Khan at the rate no something, like the user ID. Okay, so the thing is, like, we have given some permissions. Like, we have given S3 full access. So first let me just open EC2. Okay, because we haven't provided any condition or any permission related to EC2. So let's just try to access EC2, whether we are able to access it or not. So as you can see, we are getting API errors. Okay, we are getting errors because we are not able, I can say, having the permission to use EC2, I can say, instances. And as you can see, it is coming like, you are not authorized to perform this operation, because, like, this particular user is not authorized to perform EC2 describe instance, because no identity based policy allows the EC2 like this person. Means basically, as a user, we don't have any permission to access the EC2. But if we try to access the S3, you will see, like, I'll be having the complete access of S3, because we have given the permission to this user to access the S3 like in full manner. Like, so we gave the permission as S3 full access. And as you can see, we are getting all the information over here. Okay, so we are getting each and everything over here because this user is having the permission to access EC2. Okay, sorry, S3, not EC2. And you will see, like, this is the account ID and this is the IAM user Tajwar Khan. Okay, so this user is not having the actual account. This user, this is just a I can say IAM user, and we have given some permissions to this user, and this user can actually perform, I can say, can actually work with S3, not with any other service. Okay, so when anyone is joining your company and you want to give them certain access, like, you, with the help of this, like, IAM, you can create a username and password for them, and you can just limit their access, like how, what exactly they can actually access in that particular AWS account. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood the concept of IAM user. And the next thing which we are going to learn is IAM, groups. Okay, so the thing is, now let's just go back to our, what I can say, IAM user dashboard. So now let's just go to our IAM. Okay, so we have successfully created one user, and now we are going to create one group. So let's just click on user group, and here, like, we are going to create the group. So basically, if we talk about group, so group is the combination, or I can say collection of different user. So it is like your WhatsApp group. Okay, so let's suppose you are connected with me on WhatsApp. So if I'm sending any file to you personally, so you will be having the access. Okay, only you will be having the access to that particular file. But we are like, we both of us are the part of a group, any WhatsApp group. And if I'm sending any file to the group, like as a user, you'll be having the access, or with you, like other users will also having the access of that particular file or document. Okay, so just like that, we are having IAM user group, sorry. So group is having some permissions, and the IAM, user is also having some permissions. Okay, so now let's just create a group. So I'm just giving the name like my group. Okay, my group one. And here we are having only one user, so you can add this user to this particular group. So from now onwards, this user will be the part of this group. Okay, and now it is asking like what kind of permission you want to give. So I'm just saying my user should have the permission of EC2 full access. So I'm just writing EC2 full access. So earlier, like my user was having the access of S3 only, but the user was not having the access of EC2. But from here, like this user is a part of this group, and this group is having the permission of EC2 full access. And now let's just create the group. Okay, so we have created a group. Okay, and now let's just open this group from here. And as you can see, we are getting group name and everything. And here we are having this group. Okay, so now if we click on permissions, so you will see, it will take few seconds. So as you can see, this I can say this group is having Amazon EC2 full access. Okay, so this group is having the permission of EC2 full access. But if I open this user from here, okay, so as you can see, like this I can say user is a part of this particular group. Okay, and from group, like this user is having the permission of EC2 full access, and directly this group, this user is having the S3 full access. And also, like it is having, this group is this user is actually having the permission to change its password. Okay, so automatically this particular user is having, I can say, permission which the particular group is having, because this user is a part of that group. So I already told you, like if both of us are the part of a group, so whatever the things I'm going to share in the group, you are going to get this automatically. But personally, I'm sharing few files with you. So the file which I'm sharing to you personally, you are having the access of those files, and also you are having the access of those files which you are getting in the group as well. Okay, so this is how we can do that. So this particular group is having one user, and this user is having permissions from group, and as well as from the directly permissions this group is having. So now let me just open EC2. Okay, earlier this group, this user was not having the permission of EC2, and now let's see. As you can see, I'm in my incognito mode, and earlier we were getting API errors over there, and this time we will not be getting any kind of API errors. It will take some time. Okay, so now let's just click on instances, and we are able to see these instances. We can create any instance, or we can launch any instance. Earlier we were not able to see this particular thing. It was showing like you are not having the access, or you are not having the permission to access these kind of things. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood the concept behind IAM users and IAM group. Okay, so now the next thing which we are having is what I can say, IAM roles. Okay, so now let's try to understand like what exactly roles are. Okay, so as you can see, we are having, like as you can see from here, you can understand an IAM role is an identity you can create that specific permission with credentials that are valid for short duration. Roles can be assumed by entities that you trust. So role is something like if someone is joining you as a developer. So as a developer, that person is going to have some, permissions, or is going to have some, access. So we can create a developer role, and we can assign that role to that particular person. Okay. So now let me just create a role first, and it is saying what exactly you want to do. You want to create a role for AWS service, for account, for web identity, for custom trust. Like we are having lots of options. So as of now, you don't have to worry about anything. You can just think about this AWS account and AWS service as well. Now let me just choose like what kind of service you are going to use. So I'm going to use EC2 service, and you can choose the specific I can say customize, you can customize the access of this particular service, like EC2 and the other services which are related to EC2. Okay, so we are just clicking over here like next, and you can have any permission, you can add the permission. So it totally depends on you. Okay, so let's suppose I'm giving administrator access, means this particular role will be having the administrator access. And let's say admin, and allow EC2 instance to call AWS service on your behalf, because uh, this particular role is having the administrator access, and this particular role can actually what I can say I can say make, and I can say organize the EC2 instances or launch EC2 instances on our behalf. Okay. So and if we'll try to see the code, we are getting this kind of trust policy, and you don't have to worry about this. Like in the upcoming sessions, I will be explaining these things, like what exactly the purpose of these and the permission. So the permission, we are having it administrator access, like this role is having administrator access. And the next thing we are having is add tags, and it is optional. You can choose this or you can just leave this. Okay, now let's just click on create roles. Okay, so now as you can see, we are having one role, and the name of this role is admin. Okay, apart from that, we are having other roles as well, but we are having admin role. So we have created our custom role, and this role is having the access of like administrator access. And this role can actually work, I can say for EC2 instances. This admin can actually launch or configure EC2 instances on our behalf, because this role is having the administrator access. So I hope you guys have understood about the EC2, sorry, IAM users, IAM groups, and IAM roles. Okay, and in the upcoming session, I'm going to teach you like how you can create the policies, and you will be understanding like what exactly policies are and how we can configure them. So in this session, we have understood something which is really important. Like this is my personal experience. So I want all of you to, I can say, practice this, to, I can say, try to practice this again and again, so that you can get the idea. And also if you're missing anything, like I'll be there, I'll be providing you study material and notes as well. But still that like there is something from where you can actually read in a very detailed manner, which is AWS documentation. So you just have to Google like AWS documentation, you will get the entire details related to I can say any service, or I can say a proper like in detail write up, so that you can understand each and everything. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood the services which I have just showed you, and we have done the practical implementation as well. And from now onwards like what is IAM user, and what is IAM group, and what is IAM role, and how we can create these I can say things practically. So that's it for now. Let's meet in the next session.